Hello and welcome to the Darby Creek Diaries. I'm so glad you're spending time with me today. We're doing our quarterly Lawn Fawn fans video hop, and I'm going to show you how to light up your fireworks, and I'll tell you a little more about the hop later. And here's our project. First, I'm going to take the Lawn Fawn fireworks die set and just cut it out, running it through my die cutter. This is the kind of die that doesn't cut an edge, or it just is going to cut the interior of a die. I'm separating the little lines because later we're going to want to be able to see through them. I'm going to just skim through some of this because it's the overall construction of the card I'm trying to talk about, and since it is a hop, I want to keep it reasonably short. All I'm doing is just going to lay on some color. I'm using oxides for this because they, to me, are the easiest to blend of all the inks. They're just so forgiving, and I'm not the master blender by any stretch of the imagination, but this certainly makes it easy. And I'm going to just layer some colors on until we get to a light night sky. It's not going to be pitch black or a galaxy sky. I thought I would try something else. And I don't know why this looks purpley because it really is a blue. I'll have to look up the color, and I'll have everything linked at the bottom. So this is Blueprint's sketch. Now we're going into soot. I'm just going to make it a little darker sky and go in from the edge. This won't be seen, so if you have a harsh edge, it doesn't matter because it'll be in the interior of the card. And I'm just going to add a little bit of spritz of water, and it reacts instantly. The oxides react a lot more than the regular dye inks. Gives you some little stars, but I wanted to add some sparkliness to it, so I'm spraying some shimmer spray. And now I'm going to add some foil to our fireworks, just using an old or not expensive paintbrush. It doesn't have to be perfect because fireworks aren't perfect. I'm using, for the first time, the ThermoWeb Duo Transfer Paste, which means you don't have to use a laminator or heat for wonderful foil effects. You just run it through your die cutter. By the way, Lawn Fawn is sponsoring a $25 gift card. All the information will be down in the description box below. They will announce it on the 25th. And good luck to everyone. Now, once this is dried, it dries clear. You know it's ready to go to run through your die cutting machine. Now we're going to make the outside of the pop-up cards. You're going to do 2 of these. You're going to score at a 1/2 inch and an inch on both sides. And since it's a little over, you got to do a little math there. But I will put the dimensions up as well. Now I'm going to check and make sure that I've got my stitched rectangle centered. Just making a quick check there, and then ran it through the die cutter. Now it's time to place the foil pretty side up on our paper and run it through our die cutting machine. And here is the beautiful reveal. Ta-da! So easy. And it's great if you don't have a laminator. I decided to poke a couple little holes in the center so a little more light would come out. It'll come out through those slits, but I wanted to just add a little more to it. I'm using Easy Lights by Pearblossom Press. Pearblossom Press. These are super, super easy and thin. They come with the batteries already, and they are marvelous. Now, if you have Chibitronics ones that you have to make the circuits, I have a video I'll link below on how I did a card using those. Now I'm going to get my grass all situated, flip it over and trim off the excess, glue that on. We're going to have some little critters sitting on the hill there. By the way, this grass was just made by getting out my splat box and using some distress stains and distress spray oxides. I have videos about that linked below and also in my playlist. While I'm building this, I would like to encourage you to check out all the other stops and leave them comments and thumbs up and subscribe if you like their channel, as I hope you'll subscribe if you like mine. There are all kinds of videos on my playlist that are of many, many different techniques. So I hope you'll give it a look-see. Now I'm just cutting my grass there. Speaking of which, I need to cut my grass, but it's been raining so much. Also, I want to give a shout out to Lawn Fawn for sponsoring our giveaway, a $25 gift certificate to Lawn Fawn. Just make a comment, and then the winner will be announced on June 25th, 2021. Now I'm just sizing up the situation. As is often the case, there are little bumps and things along the way when we're doing our cards. And so I leave sometimes those in because, well, that's real life. The first little bump in the road is that I have my battery upside down. So when you press the button, you'd have to press it from the back. But I do see that and I do correct it. But you know, there's just no one's perfect, and I spent so much time hunting for foam tape, I was frustrated by the time I sat down and got going on my card again. Now I'm taking each one of the little lights and I'm trying not to cover up the slits, but I want to put them over the little dots that I had poked, the little holes I'd poked for each firework. Now, if you don't need all three lights, let's say you only need one, you can cut the other ones off. Just, you know, be careful and just, you can wind up the wire, just cut it short. Won't hurt a thing. Now I got the third one on. And I'm just using score tape because that was what was sitting next to me. I'm going to test it out. Yep, it works. Haven't figured out yet, though, that, I'm upside down. But I will as I figure out a few other things along the way. But that's real life, isn't it? And I don't want to be one of those that everything is flawless and perfect, because that's not real. I also am gluing down the wire up close to the light, and I'm going to put some weights on it and let it sit for, I don't know, 15 minutes. So here we go, prying it off my power pack and just gonna flip it over and try it again. I used to have an 8th grade teacher that if you made a mistake, he would always say, "No problem, do it over." I'm not, and I don't like do-overs, so I try to be careful. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now it's time to do the foam tape. I don't know, I'm peeling off the tape from what was holding the little lights down to dry. I put it accidentally a little bit over that firework, but it really doesn't make that much difference. This is that Big Mama tape that Simon sells. It's awfully thin, so that's the first layer. But I tried to leave the fireworks areas blank. I'm going to go ahead and add a second layer because it's really thin. And so now we have 2 layers, and once again we check it. I didn't even take the peel off part off on that first round. I just layered it. It's lots of fun. It's really, really sticky. Now I'm making the back of the card and getting it all creased. And this is where I already have the release paper off. This is where, if I would have really been thinking, but it was way too late now, if I had to do it over again, I would trim that background down at least 1/8 of an inch on each side. It would make it easier to fold, and it makes it easier to kind of hide that a little bit better. Now I'm finding the spot for the button for the light switch, and I'm going to put a little sheeper there. I colored these off camera to save time, and really it was nothing special. That isn't my forte. I admire the folks that do that, but I don't. Not well anyway. Not that patient. So I'm going to glue our little sheep down to the fence and start building the scene. I love that glue. That is the art glitter glue. Dries right away and it is super, super strong, and the needle tip is fabulous. So we're going to just kind of audition the animals, and I'm not real sure I like that. Sorry about my head getting in the way, but you do kind of have to get over it because the fence is in the way. I want to not block the fireworks, but not get too far behind the fence. And I'm just going to pretend that this barn is off in the distance, because I felt like two things weren't enough. So I'm just going to glue these guys on, and off we go. By the way, these are little farm critters from an older set. I'm going to say that set's a couple years old, but really cute and easy to color. Now I'm going to take a press from an interactive saying set and put it there on the sheep so they'll know where to press the button. Probably they would figure it out anyway, but you can't be too clear on these things. Now I'm adding some score tape. You could also use a strong glue. That would work perfectly as well. Now I'm going to shove it in the corner of my waffle flower water mat. There's a little rim there. And that way I can line it up and know that it's going to be perfect. So one of the reasons I would have liked to have trimmed that background down just a little is it makes it a little harder to get my pop-up thing creased in the right spot. But there is our card. It's so cute, and yes, the lights work. I wanted to put a little bit of a saying there, so I cut out the Celebrate die cut. It was a freebie from scrapbook.com. And a trick is, when it's little like this, to stick it back in the spot where you die cut it, and that'll hold it in place. I have it on a sticky sheet that's in my mini Misty, and this needle tip's very handy for that. And then I stack the next one on top, and it kind of works like little puzzle pieces. It makes it a lot easier. And then I did that 3 times, and then I put the gold on top, and now I'm going to apply it up on the corner. There just wasn't a great place. There's not much of a border. There wasn't a great place to put it. So we are just putting it kitty corner or cattywampus, whichever word you use. Let me know which one you like. That would be fun to know. And there's our card, and there are our fireworks. I hope you enjoyed this video, that you'll like, subscribe, come back and see me. Watch everybody's stops on the Lawn Fawn Fans Hop. Make comments to get entered in the drawing for 25 bucks from Lawn Fawn. Follow me on all the social media. And I'm going to leave some links here for you to check out. I have well over 100 videos, and most of them are not duplicate techniques. I hope you have a great week and that you take care and come back soon. Bye-bye.